This is the most surprising breeding project in my life. It was supposed to be quite easy and pretty straightforward. I was trying to breed simple dwarf gouramis. And I have some great news. I got some babies. Yeah, but not exactly the babies I expected. Okay, so let me quickly summarize the story so far. Few months back, I made this tank. It was specifically designed to be very densely planted, and it was supposed to be used as a very natural breeding tank for those fish. And I think that I achieved my goal. It looks great, it's very dense, natural, it basically looks like a jungle. And most importantly, fish seem to be very happy in here. But I will not waste your time by talking about the tank and the build process. If you're interested, link to the build video is in the description. So anyway, after I was done, I started to condition those guys and try to provoke them a little bit to breed. As a first step, I moved those X-ray tetras away from this tank. I used them as a deter fish to make those gouramis more comfortable, but honestly, I don't think it was necessary. So I cut them all, which was not easy, and they ended up in their own dedicated tank. And my pair of dwarf gouramis was finally left alone for a few weeks in a very romantic environment. Next, I wanted to make this tank a little bit warmer, so I placed a heater in there and slowly started to raise the temperature by 1 degree per day. I did that until it reached around 28 degrees Celsius. In the meantime, I was feeding those guys massive amounts of live and frozen foods. I was using mosquito larvae, grindle worms, brine shrimp, and my special homemade Daphnia. I really wanted to make them comfortable and fat, especially female. As a final step, I included some floating plants. They are very helpful for this little guy, because he should use those plants to build his bubble nest. This is the key part of the breeding process. I started with Salvinia, but it wasn't the best for this purpose, so I changed it for Riccia, and it looked like much better choice as a building material. What is worth mentioning now is that I was accepting the fact that I'm sacrificing this tank a little bit. I was maintaining it less often, I was definitely overfeeding, I wasn't making any water changes. It was all because I didn't want to disturb them and wanted to make those fish very relaxed. I knew that the tank will not look the best, but this was a natural consequence of my plan. And to my surprise, all I did worked very well. The male started to work on his nest almost immediately. He was very busy transporting materials, he seemed to be very interested in the female, everything was going well. And after just few hours, after I included floating plants, I started to see his nest taking shape. At the beginning, there was some aggression that got me worried, and for a second I was thinking about separating those two for a few days, but because there are so many hiding spots for the female, I decided against it. And after additional 2 days, there was a great looking bubble nest right here between my floating plants. What an impressive structure! I saw that as a sign. Everything seemed to be ready, fish were definitely interested in each other, and I had a very strong feeling that on the next day I will record something very interesting. And I was right, because 12 hours later, after the light went on, I saw some strange movement. Wait, what? You're not Gourami baby? Who are you? And you? There's another one. Who are you guys? What's going on? Well, that changes things. I did not see this coming. So, after all my talking, after spending so much time discussing about dwarf gouramis and the natural densely planted tank, there was breeding happening here all this time, and I haven't noticed. It's kind of embarrassing if I'm honest. Look at them. Those fish are not few days old. They were born weeks ago. They are already big, colored up. already confident enough to start swimming in open spaces. They had to be here for weeks, and I was not aware. They had to be because I removed their parents like 6 weeks earlier. How is that even possible? Well, mostly because it's exactly how it happens in nature. That's the point. This tank gave them the opportunity to hide between plants, look for food, gave them the security, gave them everything they needed. I mean, look at this. Look how wild it got. In a good way. This is exactly what I was planning. I was just planning it for different fish. Is that a surprise? Well, of course it is. But it's the best kind of surprise I could get. I couldn't be happier about this. This is just what makes this hobby so amazing. Even though it kind of ruins my plan. Why? Well, those little guys will be a huge threat for gourami fry. They are super fast and now they are big enough to attack and eat them. So breeding gouramis in the same tank right now, it's basically impossible. And catching those tetras is also incredibly difficult. Believe me, I tried. They are super fast and have so many hiding places that I would have to destroy the tank chasing them, including this nest. I mean, this is how they survived here in the first place. I'm not exactly sure how many they are, but I was able to count 7? But I have a strong suspicion that there are more than that. And to make it even funnier, they ruined also my other plan, to show you how to breed them. In this tank, 2 weeks ago, I showed you how I created it. And it's amazing, I absolutely love it. And it's growing incredibly fast right now. And my plan was to show you how to breed X-ray tetras in here. Not there, in the same natural way, using very dense planting. And now we need to adjust to the new situation. So, here's my new plan. I still want to breed those gouramis, and I will show you the entire process. But I will create new tank for them, where their fry will be safe. I'm okay with that. Any reason to create new tank is a good one, right? I just felt that I owe you some explanation after the part 1 of this series. Next thing, about those X-ray tetra babies. I will keep them here and raise them to their full size. They are super cute, and after what they pulled off on me, they deserve to get their own big tank. Guys, this was an epic surprise. And this tank will stay because it works great, and I will make an update about it later when it's totally overgrown. You can check a build video about it if you're interested. And I still want to test if I can breed those guys here again. So it's all good, I'm still super happy about everything. New projects are coming, so if you don't want to miss any of that, consider subscribing. I also have very exciting new projects coming very soon. Something that I haven't done before. I just cannot wait to share it with you. If you like that video, leave a like for Tetra babies. But for now, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.